Really good day today. We actually went the same amount of plays with our team as we did in Saturday's scrimmage, and a lot more energy and enthusiasm and juice to the team. And so that was encouraging. So you can tell they're taking care of their body, on Sundays and in between practices. You can tell a noticeable difference now that we don't have class. We took our last finals Monday night, so we were in class, 12 days or something like that, maybe even, 13 or 14 days, something like that, throughout training camp. And so a lot of these guys didn't have an opportunity in between practices and then their next obligation to take a nap, to get treatment on their legs, to get their bodies right. And so I think now that we're in the no class portion of that, we're doing a good job of taking care of our bodies. Nobody came out of practice, so that was good. Update on yesterday. Feel awful for Andrew Beck. It's the same surgical foot that he broke again, and we're waiting on a CAT scan result. We x-rayed it, shows a break. The CAT scan will be a little bit more in depth in terms of what the course of action is here. We're praying and hoping that it's hey, maybe we can let the thing heal on its own, because it still has a pin in it and the whole nine. And it's a 6 to 8 week deal. Worst case scenario would be another surgery in many months. So hate that for Andrew, but should know more here in the next couple days. And then Chris Brown was a high ankle sprain, but it's a pretty mild one, which is still, a good few weeks, but it's not near as bad as Elijah's was, and certainly doesn't need surgery.
So
Questions?
Andrew said pin and all. Did he have the screws removed?
I don't think in that surgery you have the screws removed unless you have another surgery. So I think what they did, they put the screw in last time, the foot re-broke. They took that screw out, put a different kind of screw in. So I'm pretty sure that the screw is still in there.
Was this someone step on it? Did he twist it?
Totally non-contact, running routes on air. Just pushed off of it and went down.
Coach, I have a question about that.
And that's something, we flew the kid to Oregon to get a specially designed shoe from Nike for him, and credit to Anthony Pass and our training staff for, we're going to leave no stone unturned when it comes to making sure that our guys are as equipped as humanly possible to prevent something like that from happening. So, we're talking about a custom-made shoe from Nike in Oregon with custom insoles and the whole nine, and just planted on it wrong.
About the quarterback battle, Coach, Shane Michelle started in 12 games last year, but he still has not seized that starting job. What more does he need to do to essentially win you over?
Cut down on the mistakes, cut down on the turnovers. We fumbled an exchange today. I don't think he threw any interceptions, which was good, but I think it's a much more complex offense than what he is used to, and so I think at times, forget is not the right word, but reverts back to just, hey, take the snap and throw it to who I think is going to be open on this play, and that's not always the case, and you got to read defenses, you got to adjust protections, you got to put people in motion, you got to do a lot of things in our offense, and he's getting there. I'm confident that in the next, it's whatever it is, 16 days, that he can get there, especially when you start dialing into a game plan and you say, okay, this is what this team does. They do this front, they run this front, they run out of this front, they run this blitz and this blitz, out of this front they run this blitz and this blitz on first and second down, on third down now they come and do this. And you start game planning and kind of knowing your opponent, where Todd Orlando's out there emptying the playbook every every scrimmage to get his guys ready so that he gets the reps on defense. And there's no tendencies, there's no real game plan. It's just plays versus plays, and that gets a little overwhelming at times.
So what should we make of Sam essentially being a scrimmage offensive MVP as a backup over a starting quarterback?
That he played good, that he was, the best player, he was the player on offense that graded out the best.
Tom, is anyone, obviously Warren has played quarters out of Kirk, Daniel, and Tennille, is anyone showing you?
Kirk did a little bit today. I got to watch the film, but I felt him a little bit on the field today. Danny and Tennille have the talent and ability. It's they got they still have those catastrophic freshman mistakes. Going left when you're supposed to go right, and blocking this guy when you're supposed to block that guy, and that you can't survive even with one or two of those in a game. And so Kirk's done well. Kyle was out there today, non-contact. That was good to see him out there, although we didn't do a whole lot of non-contact today. But I talked to him for a little bit, asked him how it felt, and I think we're probably going to be able to put him in some contact stuff next week, and hopefully that thing will continue to heal. And but yeah, right now, if we started a game with Kyle Porter out, Chris Warren would jog in the game with Kirk backing him up, being spelled by Danny and Tennille probably equally.
Where's your anxiety level at tight end?
At an all-time high. We have one good thing is we got Kendall Moore. He's, even before Andrew got hurt, he had the most college catches in that entire room at 12, in his career. Again, as I said before, I think, offense is about making sure that you have the best 11 guys on the field without straying too far from what your core beliefs are. And so if that means a little bit more, 10 personnel, 4 wide receivers, or 20 personnel, 2 backs and 3 wide receivers, we got 16 days to figure that out. Or maybe, one of these guys, Garrett Gray or Kendall Moore or Cade Brewer, proved to us that they deserve to be on the field quite a bit, and so we're giving them every opportunity to do that.
How far away are a Cade or a Garrett away from being where you feel comfortable having them on the field?
Garrett's closer. Garrett, it's again nice to have him back from class. He missed a ton with some of the classes that he was taking in the summer, but it's good to see him out there. He's put on a lot of weight, a lot of strength. He's a really smart guy that can run and catch too. So I think he's your best option right now. I think Cade Brewer will help us this year. How much I don't know, but I certainly can't envision him redshirting. He's going to play on special teams and play on offense probably a little bit as well.
Tom, it sounded like Wareham really challenged Denzel Okafor, last week. What have you seen from him at right tackle?
More urgency this week, which was necessary from him. Talent's never been an issue with Denzel. Ability and talent, it's been knowing what to do and then being consistent in your execution of that each and every rep. And he's not there yet, but he's definitely improved from where he was last week.
Do you talking about tight end, running back, do you feel like you had 22 dependable backups?
No. Oh my gosh, no. But you don't. I don't know that anybody does. As we've said before, offensive line, you feel good with 7, hopefully 8. An inside guy and a tackle that could go in at either spot. The numbers get skewed a little bit because I do feel like we have 7 or 8 wideouts that could play. So we're probably even deeper than 2 deep at that position. So to say that we have a capable backup at every single position, to go win championships, no. You know, to get us through a game and to maybe know what they're doing, yeah, but to win championships, not right now, not yet.
Could that be the one thing that holds this particular team back this year?
I don't know about, I don't think about getting held back.
Sure.
Your defense has won the past 2 scrimmages. Do you challenge the offense a little bit more as Saturday comes around?
We challenge them every day. I mean, not to be coy, but no more so than a normal practice or scrimmage.
Got time for 2 last ones? In terms of Chris Warren, how has he looked since he returned? Or see any like lingering effects? Is he moving a little slower?
No, he looks really good, really good.
You guys released that video last night of Garrett getting a scholarship.
Yeah.
What's kind of the reasoning behind you wanting to give him a scholarship?
Well, he earned it. That's one. And you know, when you're not at 85 scholarships, you try your best to make sure that if somebody deserves it, that's on your team, that's walked on, to give him that scholarship to get you as close to 85. He's running with the 2s right now at center, so you know he's busting his tail and he's doing a great job. And you know, this is a guy that, you know, he's exactly what you want. If we're going to build our walk-on program to what we think it needs to be, then you've got to be able to point to examples like Garrett Graff and say, you come in, you work your tail off, you're a great teammate, your unit loves you. I mean, the O-linemen, I absolutely love them. I mean, they're like brothers. And you produce on the field and know your role and help us in that role every day, then you're going to be rewarded at the end.
How many walk-ons do you have? You know?
Well, we're at 105 on the roster for training camp. That's the max the NCAA lets you, and I think we were at 82 scholarship guys, or 81, and so whatever the math, what is that, 30, 24, yeah, 22, 24, somewhere around there.
Do you know how many of your players went to summer school? The vast majority?
How many what?
Your players are in summer school, or were?
We're in almost, I think, not almost, every scholarship
Really?
player was, yeah.
Real quick with Delance leaving, are you happy to, you know,
Last one, guys.
escort anybody out who either they land on scout team or don't like it, or just they don't like their lot and like?
No, I don't think escort's the right word. You know, we talk to guys, especially young guys that are, I think, have a decent heart. You know, that you run across. Hopefully, we won't anymore in the way that we recruit and evaluate recruits. You know, personality and character. You know, having quote bad guys on your team won't be an issue. And so when they're a decent guy that's just not performing, you try what you can, you know, everything you can to convince them when they're young that, hey, this is worth sticking around and fighting through it, and which we've done. And if that doesn't go anywhere, then, you know what, I mean, we're not going to sit here and, you know, strong arm somebody or beg somebody or anything like that. We're going to educate them, and we're going to let them know what they need to do to improve their lot in life, and let them make decisions based on that.
Thanks, Garrett.
Thank you.
Thanks.